I am Emma, a regular high school girl, confident, popular, and ambitious. I had big dreams, loving parents, a younger sister, and amazing friends. I never imagined my life would take such a wild turn. It all began on a sunny morning. I woke up early like always, ready for school. My little sister Stacy was still getting ready, and Mom drove us both. At school, I met my best friend Lizzie. We talked, laughed, everything felt normal. Then came Dean.
Dean was the complete opposite of me. Lazy, rude, always late. He didn't care about school or anything serious. I didn't like him at all. We never got along. That day, our teacher, Mr. Christensen, announced something exciting. A school trip to Trinity Island. Everyone cheered. I was thrilled, too, until I heard Dean was also coming. The next day, we all boarded the bus. My friends teased me about a boy named Stephen who seemed to like me. I didn't care much, I was focused on the trip. When we reached the island, everything was beautiful. Palm trees, clear water, fun vibes. We all jumped into the pool, everyone except Dean. He sat alone, watching us. Later that evening, Lizzie convinced me to go to a party on a boat. I didn't want to, but I gave in. That's when things changed. At the party, I saw Stephen kissing another girl. My heart sank. I walked away, upset, and Dean followed me. He made a sarcastic comment. Typical him. But then suddenly, the police showed up. There were rumors of drugs on the boat. Chaos. I slipped and fell into the water. And Dean? He jumped in after me. He saved me. We climbed into a small boat and drifted away, hoping to return later. But soon, we realized the motor was dead. And then, the storm came. Huge waves tossed us around. We held on for our lives. The next morning, we were far away, lost in the ocean. And then, we saw it. A small island. We made it to shore, but there was no network, no help, no people. Just me and Dean. Two people who couldn't stand each other. Now stuck together. When we first stepped onto the island, I still couldn't believe it. How did I end up here? With him. I looked at my phone. No signal. Dean checked his too. Nothing. We tried to stay calm, hoping someone would come for us. But deep down, I was scared. Dean found a flare gun on the boat. He held it like a treasure, saying we'd use it if a plane flew over. I nodded, but I didn't believe it would ever come to that. Surely someone would find us before then. Right? Meanwhile, back at the resort, no one knew we were missing. Not yet. We walked along the island, hoping to find help, a person, anything. But there was nothing. Just sand, trees, water, silence. It was beautiful and terrifying. After hours of walking, we returned to the shore, only to find the boat was gone. The waves had taken it away. Now we were truly stuck. That night, we built a small fire. It got cold fast. Dean took off his shirt and handed it to me without a word. I didn't expect that. It was kind. I accepted it, and for the first time that day, I felt a little safe. We sat close to the fire, barely speaking. He said quietly, "Maybe they'll find us tomorrow." I wanted to believe that. I closed my eyes and whispered, "I hope so." The next morning, I woke up early and started writing SOS on the beach using big rocks and branches. I needed to do something. I couldn't just wait. Dean found me and asked, "What are you doing?" "Trying to survive," I said, my hands covered in sand. He smiled, not in a mocking way this time, and helped me. Later that day, we found a small waterfall deep in the trees. Dean said it was beautiful. I said we needed drinking water. Still, something in his voice softened, like he was beginning to care. That night, we made a tiny shelter from palm leaves and branches. It wasn't perfect, but it kept the bugs away. As the days passed, things started to shift between us. He wasn't just lazy Dean anymore. He could light a fire, climb trees, even joke around a little. And I wasn't just Princess Emma to him either. We started learning from each other, surviving together. Once, I caught him watching me while I was swimming. I should have been angry. But I wasn't. I just looked back. Days turned into weeks. No phone signal, no boats, no help. Just Dean and me, and the sounds of waves and wind. At first, I counted the days, hoping every sunrise would bring a rescue team. But soon, I lost track. We both did. The island was no longer just a trap. It became our home. We learned what fruits were safe to eat. We caught fish. We found shelter beneath tall trees. And together, we built a better hut, one that didn't leak when it rained. One night, it stormed badly. Lightning flashed. The wind roared like a monster. I was terrified. I curled into the corner of our little shelter, hugging my knees, shaking. Dean sat beside me, quietly. Then he put his arm around me. Not like a boy making a move, but like someone simply saying, "You're not alone." I didn't push him away. That night, I didn't feel scared anymore. The next morning, something shifted. Dean smiled at me while cooking the bananas he'd found. I smiled back. Later, while I was bathing under the waterfall, I noticed him nearby. "Turn around!" I yelled. He laughed. "Hey, you told me to stay close. You said someone else might be on the island." I paused. He was right. I had felt something watching me once, but now, I wasn't sure if that feeling was real or just fear. After lunch, we walked along the beach, barefoot and quiet. Suddenly, Dean stopped. He was holding something in his hand. It was a skull, a human skull. I gasped. My heart pounded. "Maybe someone was stuck here like us," I whispered, feeling cold. "Maybe this is what happens when no one comes." Dean looked at me seriously and said, "That won't happen to us. I promise. We have each other." Then, he leaned in and kissed me. My heart skipped. It was my first kiss. It was gentle, real, and I didn't want it to stop. After that, we were different. We sat closer, spoke softer, touched longer. It didn't matter anymore that we hated each other in school. That island changed us. Sometimes we danced in the rain. Sometimes we stargazed at night. Sometimes we laughed for no reason at all. Dean told me about his mom. She died in a car crash when he was young. He never talked about it before, but that night, he cried. And I listened. I told him about my dreams, about Princeton, about how hard I worked, how I always had to be perfect. He just smiled and said, "You don't need to be perfect here. Just be you." I didn't say it, but I was starting to fall for him. One morning, I woke up feeling sick, dizzy, nauseous. Dean rushed over, asking, "Are you okay?" I told him it was nothing. Maybe I drank bad water. But a quiet fear crept in. Could I be? No. I pushed the thought away. Dean stayed by my side all day, worried. He even picked flowers just to make me smile. He made me laugh again. But things started to feel strange. Our things were going missing. A knife, some food, a flashlight. Then one day, I saw it. A monkey. Yes, a real monkey, sitting on a tree branch, holding our flare gun. Dean and I both froze. We had searched for that flare gun for weeks. I grabbed a banana and held it up. The monkey dropped the flare gun in exchange. We both cheered like kids. And then, we heard it. A helicopter. A sound we hadn't heard in months. I grabbed the flare gun, loaded it, and fired. Smoke filled the sky. The chopper turned. It saw us. Tears filled my eyes. "We're going home," I whispered. Embarked. Back home, everything was strange. People hugged us. Cameras flashed. We were on the news. But something inside me had changed. Everything felt loud, cold. Everything felt loud, cold, crowded. Dean tried to talk to me at the welcome party. He smiled like always, but I froze. I wasn't ready. Not yet. I walked away. He didn't chase me. Weeks passed. He didn't call. I tried. He didn't answer. I thought maybe I had lost him. One evening, my sister Stacy came into my room and hugged me. "I'm glad you're home," she said. I held her tight and whispered, "Me too, kind of." The world moved on. Everyone forgot the island. But I couldn't. Then came prom night. I was dressed, makeup done, smile fake. I was with friends, music was loud, but my heart was somewhere else. Then, I saw him, outside, standing in the rain, wearing a simple suit, waiting. Dean. He didn't say a word. I walked out to him. We stared for a second. Silence. Like the ocean between us again. And then, I ran into his arms. We kissed. Right there, in the rain. Not because it was romantic, but because it was real. Equal. Final words. From me, Emma. I used to think life was about being perfect, about getting into the right college, having the right friends, looking the right way. But that island taught me to live, to feel, to survive, and to love. No matter where we go, no matter how far, part of my heart will always live on that island with him.
If this story touched your heart, Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more emotional journeys like this. Let us know in the comments. Have you ever felt lost and then found? Your support helps us bring more stories of love, survival, and hope to life. See you in the next story. Bye-bye.